Namaste. I'm Abhinandana Kodanda, a Kuchipudi dance artist based in Preston, northwest of UK. On the occasion of International Women's Day, Annapurna Dance Company is celebrating the achievements of some extraordinary women who have shown strength, leadership, and have been inspirational in their chosen fields. When I was approached to have a conversation with this exemplary personality, I was absolutely elated. She is a dancer, choreographer, facilitator trained in classical and contemporary Indian dance style. She has performed and led countless workshops and conferences across UK. She has an array of achievements in the field of South Asian dance. A pioneer in community work, she has been awarded the Member of British Empire for her phenomenal work and artistic contribution to the 21st century Britain. Artistic Director of Chaturangan, Mrs. Bisakha Sarker. Today, we celebrate the life and achievements of the wonderful Mrs. Bisakha Sarker. Ma'am, I welcome you online.
Thank you very much for inviting me to take part in your International Women's Day celebration.
It's really wonderful to have you here, and thank you so much for accepting to have this conversation with us. Relevant to the International Women's Day, feminism is often mistaken to be prejudiced against men, but feminism simply means to believe in gender equality. Are you a feminist?
I want to be a good person. I want to live this world with some satisfaction of having done something good for everyone. It doesn't matter whether I did it as a woman or just as a human being. I don't want to have a man as a benchmark to be good. I think I believe in equality.
You have done some incredible work highlighting many shades of women. Can you speak about that?
Looking back, I think, yes, I have. I didn't realize that. When I first came here, I was looking for materials to dance, and I, of course, went to Rabindranath Tagore, where we always go, and I picked up the story of Chitrangada, which is a story from Mahabharata, as you know. Chitrangada was hero worshipped Arjun, and she wanted to be with him, but Arjun rejected her. So she took her destiny in her hand, and then when Arjuna came back, invited her in his life, she put a condition there. She said that I could be yours, but there are these conditions. She said, I don't want you to worship me as a goddess. I don't want to be ignored like an ordinary woman. If you keep me with your side, if you keep me in your side at times of distress and joy, only then I will be yours. I want equal partnership with you. And then she says that like the left hand and the right, let men and women work together for the welfare of the humanity. So I love that piece. And that was one shade of woman, definitely. Then I did dance Rabindranath's Chitrangada and Ahalya. These are the ancient mythological characters of very special women that I have danced. And the piece of Ahalya I actually did with my friend Jill Pervin, and we compared the characters of Hermione and Ahalya, two women who were both turned into stone because of their beauty. And it was really wonderful to be able to perform Ahalya for a festival in Liverpool, which was to celebrate women choreographers. It was called Physically Feminine. And for Physically Feminine, I reworked that piece as a solo with help of Veena Ladwa and Andrea Buckley, and performed it. So these are the three mythological characters that I have presented, which show different shades of women. But apart from that, I have done other dance pieces I never went there to do it to represent a particular type of woman. I just danced them, and they had some kind of message that, a woman is dancing. That I did a piece with Sanjeevani, which was called Tending the Fire. It's based on a story, a poem by a Canadian poet about an old woman and her dog. So that gave a different character of a woman. And then later on, I created another piece called Two Pots, which was a story of an old pot and a new pot, but I translated it as an old woman and a young woman. And I performed that piece for my first conference on dance and aging called Marks of Time. So these are various characters, various pieces and issues I've danced, and I think through that I have represented many shades of women.
Chitrangada, Chandalika, Ahalya are women who have shown a lot of courage through their life, and they stand as examples. Chandalika especially has been a very popular dance ballet in Kuchipudi dance style as well, attempted by Dr. Venkatachala Satyam. So I can absolutely relate to what you're saying. Going ahead, women have come a long way from trying to fit into a glass shoe to breaking the glass ceilings. So as a woman who has done pioneering work in the field of dance in Britain, what were your glass ceilings that you broke, or what were your barriers that you have faced?
I don't know if I have broken any glass ceiling or not. But barrier, if you ask, then of course, working with culturally diverse art forms, there are plenty of barriers. But we can spend all day talking about it. But I'll tell you about one barrier, which I'm really delighted that I managed some way through that. I wanted to do a dementia-friendly performance. A performance where people living with dementia can come in a theatre, all dressed up and with their friends, and spend a few moments in peace and happily enjoying that. But I had no idea what does it mean to do a dementia-friendly performance. I didn't have any template to follow. But with God's grace again, we found the right material to perform. I had to convince the theatre to give me the space to do that. We did it in Blue Coat. They were really kind. I didn't have much of a barrier there. But then to sell it to the care homes where they have residents living with dementia, or different groups where I can reach people, through whom I can reach people living with dementia. That was really difficult, and particularly they couldn't see why an Indian dancer is asking them to go there, what will be there. They had no faith in whatever the production will be, whether it will be only about Indian dance or whatever. People just jump to the conclusion too quickly. However, again, I don't know, with the help of wonderful friends, supporters, people working in these care homes, and various other people in the society who were convinced that this will be a good idea, we managed to have a sold-out performance. And after that performance, one lady who was living with dementia in this care home, she came out and held my hand and said, "I don't have many joys left in my life, but I have enjoyed this afternoon." Those words are just gems in my mind. I don't know. They are, to me, much more important than any award that I can get. So I'm really happy for having that patience and tenacity to carry on even at the face of some rejections, to continue and to make this thing happen and bring people out to see a performance. We actually did 4 of those. And I call them fleeting moments because they were giving fleeting moments of joy, and the purpose was uplift the collective spirit, which is what happened in those performances. We had Chinese dance, contemporary Western dance, Bharatanatyam, and one ensemble piece where we all came together speaking and dancing.
Phenomenal work, fleeting moments. I mean, you've set a blueprint for future generations to take up this kind of work in giving joy. And when you're speaking, I can see the spark in your eyes and I can feel the vibes, the joy that you must have gone through. Not just about performance, the amount of research and the logistics, but the icing on the cake is the audience coming and expressing themselves to you about how incredible the experience has been for them. So amazing work.
So as an artist, if we keep our conviction and believe in what we do, then some positive energy radiates and gradually people would understand what we do and give us that respect. We will actually have to look around and believe that the work we are doing is valuable.
It's about believing yourself and passing on that thought to the next generation so that they don't have this inhibition about doing what they love doing. Thank you so much, ma'am. Culturally diverse dance is now an integral part of the socio-cultural fabric of British society. And you have strongly demonstrated through your intrepid community work, especially promoting mental health through Indian dance. So what has given you this trust and ability to navigate through this community cultural space?
We live in a culturally diverse world, and the work, whatever work we do, should reflect where we are. That is the role of an artist. So I feel that if I make new pieces now, it should naturally have the multiculturalism in that. I didn't really go out to produce a culturally diverse product or a product to say something about racial inequality or equality. I just went out to tell a story and things just fell into places, different styles. So because I'm interested in all kinds of dancing, all kinds of people. Group of artists came together, fellows artists who all think in similar way, and we have created pieces and they have become very culturally diverse. So I don't think I consciously navigated through this. But one thing is that because I love dancing, I wanted to share my love of dance with everyone. I thought, everybody should know how to do that. And I found it through my Indian dance route. So I just that's all I know. So I took it to all different places, wherever I found an opportunity to connect with people, ordinary people, regular people. And I just did the work. And now looking back, it may look like a very culturally diverse work. I just had to be mindful of what are the materials, how do we present it, so that we can have that connection of minds, so that I don't alienate them going there to teach a particular dance or particular philosophy. I just wanted that connection with the people I work with. And I think that kind of made it happen. It's God's grace.
I have to mention here that Annapurna Indian Dance as a company has been well inspired by your grassroots community work. So when Mrs. Shanta Rao spoke to me about conducting this conversation or interview, she absolutely spoke about how you made an impeccable impression through your community work. And a lot of her works have had their source of inspiration from yourself. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of Shanta to say that. I really did nothing. It's all her own credit, whatever she has done. But I feel really blessed that she kind of gives me this honor. I came to her school on that day, and that changed something in her. Not for my sake, but it was in her, within her. It just found a way of coming out, and that she has finally found her own path and has done all this lovely work. So I don't want to take any credit for that. I was just there, and you do whatever you believe that you would like to do, and then we never know who takes whatever from that work.
The theme of this year's International Women's Day is Challenge for Change. We have come a long way, but we have a long way to go. So in today's scenario, what would you like to challenge for change?
What I would like to see changing is I would like to see some changes so that we can use Indian dance in communities, care for in many ways. Usually people associate Indian dance with performance, and they do not realize it has got so much to give in various ways, in care of mental health, general health, and various other community issues. I would really like people to give us equal opportunities to work in the communities using the wealth of Indian dance. And at the same time, I would like to see our young dancers. Now we have got many very intelligent and skillful Indian dancers, but I would like them also to consider working in the communities. Do not only stay stuck with stage performances. Community dance is no less important than performing on big stages. In a way, I think it has given me something so special, a true connection with the real people. So kind of, as a challenge that I would like to go through and do something about is to see how people can accept that Indian dance can be used very, very well in various kind of community settings.
Ma'am, thank you so much. Your achievements inspire me personally to work harder and to strive to be a better version of myself, both professionally and personally. You have given a powerful message through your words as well as your work. And thank you so much for spending this valuable time. And it's a memory in my life as well. So many thanks.
Thank you very much for giving me this inspiration, and Abhinandana, especially for you to say that you feel inspired. That fills my heart. That is the whole purpose of doing something. If people, younger people like you, feel inspired to do their own work, so that this kind of work will continue. I'm really delighted and grateful. I thank Annapurna Dance for giving this opportunity.